Hey guys, my name is Jasneth and I am studying Sociology and Social Policy at London Metropolitan University. I have just finished and graduated. It was a phenomenal experience and really excited about my future endeavours. So a little bit about my course, Sociology and Social Policy. So sociology, for me, to define it in the best way possible, is the study of self and society. So it's looking at how the individual is affected by society, i.e. social structures, or how society affects the individual. And then the social policy side of my degree looks at policies such as, acts that have been put into place, things such as social policies such as the Child Act, Education Act, and so on and so forth. So these two topics really blend well together. What else can I share with you all? Literally, so my career path, what can I do with my degree? This is really interesting. There is a plethora of things that I can do with my degree. I can work for the government, I can work within education, I can work within the council, I can even endeavour to the police. There's so many things that I can do with my course, but one thing that I endeavoured to do, or was really excited to do, was to go into teaching. So I'd like to study a PGCE in sociology so that I can teach sociology at GCSE or A levels. But also more to the fact that since finishing my degree, I've always loved to be an entrepreneur and always done things on the side. So I'd really like to endeavour to go into doing more like community projects, things for young people, for mums, for women, etc. So my degree for me has really helped me to give me a lot of discipline. It's also giving me a lot of just independence and just shown me that I can build programs and structure things and so on and so forth because of the study that I have embarked on. The other thing that I love about sociology and what my degree includes is, really looking at society on a deeper level. Statistics oftentimes, or shall I say assumptions, or our preconceived ideas are often shown within the degree. So what we had to do was really remove all our preconceived judgments, preconceived ideas, and look at it from a perspective of not ourselves, a subjective view and not like an objective view. So that was really interesting for me. I loved that about my degree. With my tutors, I had one thing I can say, and one thing that I thrive for, and this is not cliche, but London Metropolitan really do help. My teachers and tutors were just really helpful. They were an email away, they were an appointment away, and they really wanted us to do well in our work, especially within lessons. We would ask loads of questions and they would really just endeavour to help us, because at the end of the day, it all helps one another. We help the teachers help us. It's just one big community. Also, I accessed during my degree an academic mentor. Now, academic mentor is somebody who can really just, like you and I, who have done a degree and they've gone on to be an academic mentor to help people with structure their assignments, or just give them ideas on how to better write your assignment, your introduction, your main part, and then your outro or what have you. So the academic mentors are really good, and you have a bit more accessibility to them more than your tutors, because you can see them more times than your tutor if you were to hand in a draft for your assignment, etc. Let's talk about time. The amount of time that I spend on study on average, honestly speaking, was around, I would say, 12 to 16 hours. So for example, what I would do is, like, say for example I had a morning lesson. So morning lessons in London Metropolitan University are from like 10 till 1. And then you have afternoon lessons that are from 2 till 5, so you'll have your lunch between 1 and 2. And if I only had a morning lesson on that day, then the afternoon I'd spend in the library. Or if I had an afternoon lesson, I would choose that day to come into uni early and spend that morning in the library. So that was how I worked out my extra hours that I was giving. And then because I am a mother of 5, I couldn't really do much work at home. So what I would do is do more of my reading at home. So say for example, we have something that's called WebLearn, which is a site that you can just look at what is happening on your next lesson the next day. So I'd go through the work, I'd look at it just to make sure that I was more ahead. 90% of the time I was able to do that, but 10% of the time I wasn't. So it was really about me disciplining myself to do so, because, you know, life happens and so on and so forth. But what I found with that is that it really helped me to be ahead of the game, or be ahead of my lesson ahead of time, and gain more of an understanding on the topic that was about to be taught to me. So that really helped me, and yeah, that's how I kind of structured my self-taught or self-lesson time, etc. Wow, when did I see my friends? So I always met up with my friends. So for example, I did a foundation degree, so, and then after foundation, a couple of my friends and I separated to do different degrees, so that we would so what we did was we chose a day that we would meet each other at lunchtime, where we were all in, and we'd meet each other for lunch, etc. It was really wonderful, and we kept that up for like 4 years. So that was wonderful. We still got a massive bond, and you know, they say that those that you meet in uni oftentimes are your friends for a lifetime. So that was really good. We set up WhatsApp groups to keep in contact with one another. That's something that you can do more for an academic purpose, but friendship purpose, you can do that as well. So yeah, that was what I did. Pertaining to friends that were outside of university, they would see me when they saw me, because, you know, my degree came more of my focus. I mean, it's important for you to do so, but because of me being a mother, there were certain things that I had to prioritize rather than me socializing and hanging with friends and stuff. You know, sometimes I go out with friends in the evenings, very, very barely, like maybe once a month we'll catch up with friends and do whatever. But yeah, that's how I kept my time. I did have a job in university. I was a student ambassador, and I was also working in a children's home. So it got really, really busy at one point, but it was manageable. But what I would do is, on my days off, I would have set days at my children's home. So that was, my priority was my degree. Whatever days I was doing, that was my days at university. So as I said, I would do the library if it was morning, whatever, what have you. Then I would have my set days at my children's home, and then I would pick the days that I worked as a student ambassador, because sometimes we'd have like days on Saturdays where you could work, etc. So it was really about choosing a good structured work-life balance that worked for me, my family, and my degree. I shared a little bit about how I kept in touch with university friends, but yeah, definitely through WhatsApp groups we set up. Also FaceTimes. I loved FaceTiming, and now there's an app called Zoom that you can really use, especially in the climate that we are in, where we are in a pandemic, and you know, there's not a lot of like social, we can't really socialize, etc. So that's really something that we had to just deal with, etc, etc. I think talking about remote learning is an important topic, because we are going into a climate where a lot of you are starting your degree now as remote learning. For me, my remote learning started in the last semester of 3rd year. So I did my degree on this desk that you can see behind me, and literally one day was just like, okay, I need to set up a desk in my room. I need to set it a good working environment that was going to encourage me to do my work. As you can see behind, they're not there now, but I had like quotes that would say like 500 words a day. Like I had things like, this degree is bigger than me. Like I did things that encouraged me, that when I woke up and I came to my desk, I was encouraged to do what I needed to do. Of course it was difficult balancing family and being in the same environment that you wake up in, that you sleep in, but I had to get the work done. As you can see, I love putting things on my wall, etc. So those things really helped me with my degree. Also structuring myself and finding out when's the best time that I work. I work better in the mornings from like 10 to 1. After that it's like I'm just crashed. So really working at that time really helped me with studying. So knowing who you are and how you work is really important. Are you a visual learner? I'm a visual learner, so I put all post-it notes and stuff. That helps me to visually see what I'm studying or what I have to do. Organizing your time. Going for walks really helped my mental health, because I'm telling you, this degree is more mental than, yeah, I just couldn't do it. It's a mindset. So going for walks really helped me. I think it's important for you to structure your day as though you were going to university. Don't be in your pajamas. Get up, put on your clothes, bring yourself to your desk, make sure your environment is tidy if that's how you work well, and then start your work. Say, okay, I'm going to work from 10 till 1, and then I'm going to go for a walk. I might go for a coffee, but change your environment. Then come back, do a little bit more work if you can, if you can't. And just pat yourself on the back for even doing an hour of work a day, because being in your home environment where you're not used to actually going to university, not used to being at home and studying, but actually used to going out, you know, going to university, or you were looking forward to that if it's your first time at university, it's not going to be easy, but it's not impossible. So really structuring yourself to think about things that you can do to help yourself. Maybe I might do 20 minutes reading, half an hour reading, an hour reading a day, and I'll do 500 words on my assignment, and so on and so forth. So it's just about really looking at how you work best. So yeah, I think that was what really helped me with remote learning. Also having accountability partners, that was really something that really helped. So somebody that I could call on when I felt like, oh, I just can't do this anymore. I'd call my accountability partner. I'd say, look, this is how much I've done today, really feeling stuck, don't feel like I can do it anymore. And then my accountability partner would be like, all right, just try and do 100 more words. And I'm just like, okay, instead of me trying to overachieve this goal of 500 words a day, which was possible more times, but if I've only done 300 today, it's okay. Try another 100. Even if you don't hit 500, it's more than the 300 that you did. Do you get what I mean? Like, just trying to encourage yourself as much as possible. That really helped me as well. And also taking yourself away from the working environment, and when you feel like you're clogged up and you feel like you're getting a bit overwhelmed and stressed, go and watch a Netflix, come back, reload, and come again. So yeah, that's really much from me, my degree and everything else. I am so excited for all of you and your future endeavors. Virtual learning is not bad at all. It's just like you talking on your friend on FaceTime, and you know, you see the slides, you see everything that you need, and just enjoy the process. This may be the new day and age, we do not know, but just enjoy the process. Your teachers are there to help you. You know, it may feel a bit uncomfortable at first, but trust me, the process is going to be wonderful. So I hope that I've helped you all. Take care, and I wish you all the best with your degree. Bye.